Hi, welcome to this new video on storage classes in C. For an embedded system engineer, it's very important to know how exactly these variables are stored in the memory, what kind of space that variable occupy in the RAM. It could be stack memory, or it could be heap memory, or it could be a global space. Let us see in this video what kind of storage these variables takes place. What are the storage classes which are available in C? So the first one is the automatic storage class. By default, the variables which are declared inside any function, they become automatic variables. So they fall under the automatic storage class. So I'm going to discuss more about the features of these automatic storage class variables. What are the default values? What are the scope of those variables in the upcoming slides. So the next one is the external storage class. So the external storage class or a global variables occupies a global space in the memory. The variables which are declared outside the main function, they take place, in fact they fall under the external storage class. The third one is the static storage class. A variable which are actually, when either it can be declared inside the main function or it could be inside the any user defined function. So when you make any variable as static, then that particular variable persists as long as the program exists. Okay. Once the program ends, then that static variable will be cleared from the memory. What it means is that static variables occupy the global space and the static variables get initialized only once in the program. Okay, so with the help of an example code, I'm going to explain what is static variable, what is a static function, what are the advantages of static variables in the upcoming slides. Okay, so the last one is the register storage class. So the register storage class makes use of CPU registers. When you want to access some variable more frequently, then it is very much necessary to store this variable very much close to the CPU. So these variables are stored in the CPU registers. So if you want to frequently access these variables, then it will be you are going to save a lot of time. So that's the reason why we make use of register storage class. So these are the four different storage classes in C. Okay, coming to automatic storage class, a variable, as I told you, declared inside the function is by default taken as auto storage class. Okay, so it is created when a function is called and gets destroyed when function exits. Okay, for example, so now I have a small code here. So I have a header file stdio.h and a main function. So if I declare any variable int num, so the num is the local variable for the main function. Okay, so this variable occupies the stack memory. Okay, so as long as this main function exists, the num variable exists. Okay, for example, if I have another function called fun, okay, and inside this fun function, if I declare any variable, let's say int abc, so now abc gets created when I call this fun function, and abc gets destroyed as soon as I exit from this fun function. Okay, so this is the local variable which is also called as a auto storage variable. Okay, you can also use a keyword called auto. Okay, if you don't write auto, by default this abc variable will be treated as an automatic variable. So all the local variables, the variables which are there inside any function, they become automatic variables. So they are fall under the automatic storage class. Okay, so coming to the next class, that is external storage class. So a variable declared outside the main function. For example, if I declare any variable int num123, so this is a global variable, and this variable exists as long as the program exists. Okay, as long as the program is running, the main function is running, so this num123 will be available. Okay, so this is a global variable, or I can also say it as a which occupies the external storage class. So this variable is called fall under the external storage class. So variable declared outside the main function by default taken as a global storage class. So it remains available throughout the program and get destroyed when main function exits. Okay, once the main function ends, then this variable gets destroyed. Okay, so by default these variables will have a value as 0. Okay, whereas the first one, automatic storage variables, will have by default a garbage value. Okay, coming to the static storage class, static variable, even if declared inside any function, but still remains throughout the program. It is initialized only once in the program, and the default value of the static variable is 0. Okay, so in the next video I'm going to explain what are the advantages of a static variable. Why do we need a static variable? I can declare it as a local variable, but still, why would I need a static variable? In the next video you can find my videos in my channel. So I'm going to explain why there is a need for static variables. I will show you how to declare a static variable. For example, I can write a keyword as a static int abc 123. Okay, so this is my static variable, and even though it's a local variable for this function, this variable will be stored in the global space. Okay, so I'm going to explain more about this static variable in the next video. Okay, so coming to the last one, that is the register storage class. A register storage class tells the compiler to store the values in the CPU register. The advantage of this is that when you want to access any variable more frequently, so if the variables are stored in the CPU register, it will be faster. Okay, so that is the advantage of a register storage class. Okay, but the disadvantage or the limitation is there are very few number of CPU registers, so you cannot store all the variables in the registers. Okay, I hope you have understood what are the storage classes in C. These are the 4 different storage classes in C: automatic, external, static, and register. I hope you have understood this. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, I am going to explain you more about the static storage class. Thank you so much.